Hello. It is I, once again, the Bruce Wayne of Azur Lane. OG investigator, back at it again for another Azur Lane video. Alright, so here is the deal with the waifu tier list. So, I kept trying to decide between the top 10 waifus. And I just couldn't do it. The list kept changing like 5011 times. 5011 is not a real number, it's just an expression. But I kept changing the list so many times. So what I decided to do is I'm just going to divide it into 5 lists. And the lists are going to be divided into anime girl archetypes. So, yeah, the first list is going to be the top 10 best girls. And the best girl in an anime, I'm sure many of you know this, like, I guess the archetypal best girl, at least from what I've seen, is Raftalia from Rising of the Shield Hero. It's like, you know, the wholesome girl that you would want by your side in the zombie apocalypse at all times. You know what I'm saying? And then next will be the top 10 best cinnamon roll waifus. And then after that, I'll do the top 10 best tomboy waifus. And then I will go to the best Ara waifus. And then the last will be the yandere waifus. And if you'll notice, this list gets, the waifus get more and more aggressive as you go down the list. So, yeah, I tried to make one list. I really tried my best to make just one solid list of the top 10 waifus. And it's impossible. It's impossible in Azur Lane. Even for me. I was like, dang, I keep changing the list. So, we are going to do top 10 best girl waifus right now. But there's so many waifus in this game. This is the most waifus ever to decide between. So, yeah, without further ado, I'll just get right into the list. So, here we go. Top 10 best girl waifus. And at the very beginning of the list, at the bottom, is Ticonderoga. So, by the way, yeah, I put this in each one in a different tab. So now you can't really tell just from looking directly at the list, or, you know, directly at the, you know what I mean, at the tab. You know what I mean. So anyway, Ticonderoga is a very wholesome waifu. And if you notice, I like the overall design because she looks sort of like an action girl, but she has very nice legs and she's working them nylons. But she also has very wholesome lines. Like if you go to her quotes, she's always very kind, but she's always trying to remind you to work. You know what I mean? So she's like, I don't know, if you look at her special touch lines, it's really just she doesn't want anyone to see you. she really, it's a wholesome they just made Ticonderoga so wonderful. So to me, like, best girls are very wholesome. That's my thing. And Ticonderoga is like the epitome of that. At least in a lot of ways. Go Ticonderoga. I was happy with Ticonderoga when she was first introduced to the game. I immediately thought that's waifu material right there. So and she has such a nice smile too. So I would say Ticonderoga, number 10. And now you already saw the first 3 on the list, but moving on to number 9, which is New Orleans. So New Orleans to me is exceptionally fine. I just thought I would toss that out there. She is my type of tall example of, okay, I love the tall, long-legged type of waifus. So also nice legs. She has very nice hair and very nice face. I'm gonna see if I can bring it close. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I really just like the look of New Orleans. And she also, on top of that, let me go over here. Okay, so she actually kind of, in a way, seeks to sort of challenge the commander, but never in a malicious way. She's a very nice. I don't know. She's very appeasing to the commander when she needs to be. But overall, I would say she's a very inspirational, happy ship. Yeah, I really like the look of New Orleans though, because like I love this face. This to me is a very nice. Let me see. Yeah, this is a very nice face she has. It's just a calming, it's a very calming smile. But at the same time, she looks like she could, take somebody out if she needs to. Anyway, moving on to number 8, which is Zooey Kaku. Now, I picked Zooey Kaku mainly because of the anime. So her original design or her default design, I should say, is okay, but I really think they should probably retool this design because it looks like she disjointed her hip. But her other art is exceptionally nice. Yeah, like Zooey Kaku, she looks like a ninja girl here. But she's like, in terms of the, if you watch the anime, which I did watch the Azur Lane anime, she also has very nice, race queen skin. But, and I like the athletic, she has the action girl ponytail and the like nice athletic look. But, so it's kind of, oh, by the way, it's kind of funny if you go to her lines because she basically, every time you sort of like, try and get close to her, she compares herself to Shokaku. So she has like an inferiority complex to her sister, which is also kind of funny. But I picked her mostly because of the anime. So if you watch the anime, let me see if I can. I hope this doesn't get flagged on YouTube. But if you watch the anime, Shokaku really is the best girl of Sakura Empire. Like, I mean, just watch this, and I won't play too much of this because I don't want to get flagged. But I'll just play a little bit of this. So she is like, she's always inspired, like to care and look after her friends. And if you see her in the anime, she's always like, she never loses motivation or inspiration. She's extremely inspiring, but at the same time, there is one awesome scene in the anime where she pretty much decides that in order to protect the entire Sakura Empire fleet, she was going to hang back and be the one that, pretty much lays down her life for the team. So, Shokaku, a highly underrated waifu. So, I would say Shokaku is a very, very underrated waifu. Yeah. But she is at least to me, from what I can see, she is the best girl of Sakura Empire. Having said that, moving on to the next one on the list, which is Yorktown. And I mean Yorktown 1, not Yorktown 2. I have my own reasons for saying that. But let's see, go to Yorktown and... okay, no joke. Yorktown 1 has possibly the most wholesome design in the entire game. I would say, to me, this is the most wholesome looking design of any character in Azur Lane. And she also has, even her other skins are very wholesome. Like, if you look at her other skins, they look like... I don't know. She just seems like a down-to-earth, very soothing, calm individual. And then even if you go to her quotes, she's like, I don't know. It seems like this is that village. This is kind of like the village girl that basically is. I don't know. She strikes me as kind of like a village girl. That's the best way I could put it. Is like the nice. It's like simple in terms of just easygoing personality. And very modestly dressed, village girl. So I would say Yorktown 1 is a very wholesome, very nice best girl waifu. I wifed her, or I oathed her early on in the game. So that is exactly how that went down. Anyway, whoopsie daisy, I'm revealing too much there. All right. Now, moving on to number 6, which is Helena. Now, Helena is actually still one of the, like, she's also a very calming best girl type of, light cruiser in the game. I do like all of her other skins, but she has, even her default skin, she looks like super, super innocent. And then this skin, it looks like, she got some like combat experience in her retrofit skin. But I really like the legs. The legs here, and the rest of her is very nice, but these are some very nice legs. Also, the outfit is super wonderful, and her oath skin is also incredibly nice. So this is a wholesome oath skin for a ship girl. See, like, look at this. Doesn't this just make you feel all like warm and fuzzy inside? I don't know. So Helena, top tier waifu. And she has a very nice dress too. Also nice legs in the dress. But she is she looks wholesome. She looks like, and on top of that, she's okay, I do like her special touch lines. I'm not gonna lie. These are very funny. If you go to all of them in the quotes, they're very funny. But she's clearly very happy to be with Commander. Very. You know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. So, anyway, moving on from Helena to number 5, Jindaak. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. I just have fun saying it that way. So, she is, by the way, her original art looked kind of weird. Well, no, it wasn't her. It was a different ship. Okay, her original art is basically just the rigging has changed. But, yeah, Jindaak is also incredibly wholesome design, but she's also got the sword, and she's a very action oriented shipfu girl. So she is clearly ready to do whatever it takes if the situation gets dangerous. But at the same time, also I like her special touch line is kind of fun. It's like she's surprised by it. But yeah, she is it's kind of funny because if her disappointed line is, she says that if you've strayed from the path of righteousness, you need to repent now, which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was pretty funny, in particular. But she is ready to bear your burdens, and she's like, seeking to gain Commander's trust. So I would say, overall, she treasures the Commander the most, which is also that just makes the Shikikan feel good inside. It makes me feel good inside. I like Jeanne d'Arc. In any case, aside from that, I do like her design quite a bit. You'll notice I have a thing for the legs, but she also I like the hair. She reminds me kind of Ciri in The Witcher. Like, she has the same hair as Ciri from The Witcher, and I don't know. She's like, I don't know. She looks nice. I don't know what else to say. What else to say beyond that? So moving on from Jeanne d'Arc to number 4. Number 4 is HMS Hood, who To me, HMS Hood is the most wholesome Royal Navy girl. So, and she also has a very, if you see her O skin, it's also incredibly wholesome. Like, look at this. This is best girl material right here. It's like, I think she has, I'm not sure if this is true, but I think she has one of the most popular oath skins that, like, in terms of, I need to look at the data on that, but I know, I do remember her O skin when, her O skin was quite popular, at least in PvP. A bunch of people were using it. So, highly wholesome best girl material, especially her other outfits too. Yeah, look at this. This is wholesome best girl material right here. It's just nice, modestly, but wonderfully, attractively dressed. Look at that. Look at that. We are, art connoisseurs over here in the Azur Lane community. Extremely art connoisseurs. And yeah, and keep in mind, if you her special toucher, she's like, you need to understand the consequences of disrespecting a lady. Are you prepared? So, to me, like Hood is clearly one of the best girls there is. Yeah, she's trying to make, Shika Khan act prim and proper. Understand gentlemanly conduct. So, and I remember she didn't get too much screen time in the anime, which I thought was a shame. But she was in the anime quite a few times, and she had a couple lines, I think. So anyway, yeah. By the way, did you know in her original art, they just made her skirt like super long? Yeah. I thought it was like the only thing they changed was this gun right here and then the skirt. So anyway, but HMS Hood, incredibly wholesome best girl waifu. Highly recommended. And now moving on to number 3, which is North Carolina. And now North Carolina is kind of funny because okay, if you look at this design, this is very wholesome. This is a very wholesome design, and obviously she has, I don't know what it is with me and long legs and nylons and high heels, but that just, I don't know. That's something that gets me a couple times, So she has, very wholesome design initially. However, if you go to her next skin, which I will have to click very quickly because, actually, no, wait, I think it's fine. Okay, yeah. So I will use the censored version without the background. You notice they censor it right here because there's in her skin, which is I believe it's a live 2D, but I know there's some motion with it. She has some moose knuckle showing, but to me, this basically is a woman who is, a lady in the streets, but kind of a freak in the sheets. That's kind of what, in all honesty, that's what most guys want, if we're being honest. So, North Carolina is a very, very wholesome waifu with, she does consider herself ordinary. I think it's funny. Her special touch skin, when she's in lady mode and her original skin is not good, and then you go over to Heart's Desire and special touches, she's like she's all playful and stuff. But yeah, North Carolina is basically the most I would say to me she's like one of the most wholesome girls in the game, one of the best girls definitely. If you look at her lines, she always tries to, she envies her sister who has so much energy. But, yeah, like, okay, so which one of her lines? There's one line I'm looking for. Hold on a second. Oh, she always wants to go on trips together with you, like on dates. Which, that's pretty nice. Okay, so I forget which one it was. There's one I'm looking for. I'll probably think of it later. I will. But I do like her Valentine's lines because she's all, yeah, I don't know. She has very good Valentine's lines. Anyway, so going back to North Carolina, I would just say this was actually, I believe, the third ship I oathed in the game. With the first, actually, if I say the first, it's going to spoil the. Yeah, never mind. I'll just keep going. So, yeah, North Carolina, highly wholesome waifu, highly, highly recommended. And now moving on to number 2, which is Bismarck. So Bismarck, I don't know if y'all see of course, everyone saw the beginning introduction of the game in Azur Lane, but to me, that made Bismarck like the ultimate best girl waifu material. that introduction of the beginning of the Azur Lane game, where Bismarck, has her final stand, was so epic, and she fights to the death. I was like, dang, this is a strangely effective way to tell history. But even her other outfits are incredibly it's like appropriately but nicely, wholesomely dressed. Yeah. Plus she has that whole, long, once again, the long legs get me. The whole long leg, with nylons thing and heels. That, yeah. See, now y'all know something about me. But anyway, that's just something nice. So anyway, moving on. Actually, wait. There's one, I want to go to her quotes. Because some of her quotes, yeah, she has a problem. It's funny because she says she's not good at expressing herself, but a lot of that has to do with her having to be, bear the weight of having being the leader of Iron Blood. So she feels like she has to be the leader of Iron Blood first and foremost before she can be anything else. So she is very selfless, and in a way, she's like determined to put the whole burden of leadership on herself, which I gotta say, that is waifu material in Azur Lane. She is one of the what's funny is, to me, out of all the Iron Blood ship girls, it's strange because she's the only wholesome one. Why is Iron Blood like heavy on the Ara and the Yondir, but wholesome girls, it's like only Bismarck. But that kind of makes sense, because in a group where everyone's crazy, you would want the one person who is the leader to be the level-headed one. You know what I mean? Like the most balanced and level-headed one of the group. You would want to be the leader of that group. So, anyway. Yes. Moving on from there to the number 1 ship, and I don't think this is a surprise to anyone. Enterprise. So, Enterprise is hands down the best girl of Azur Lane, but she's also she's also incredibly wholesome, and she has the best balance of wholesome, a determined, invincible spirit, but calming and like soothing to the soul. I don't know any other way to put it. So Enterprise, and she has like, with the only somewhat kind of lewd skin is her her race queen skin, which even when the thing is, like, even when she does the lewd skin thing, she outdoes like everybody with the lewd skin. So it's like, dang, this isn't even really lewd. This is like, just kind of revealing. So this is, yeah, all her skins kind of scream of wholesomeness. Wholesomeness, especially her oath skin. Most wholesome oath skin in the game, right here. And even her lines are kind of like, she's always like, okay, so one thing is funny. She sort of discounts herself in terms of being, worthy of being the commander's, oathed ship girl, but at the same time, she's like committed to doing her best and offering the best she can. And I'm like, that's just inspiring. That's just dang. So Enterprise really was the first ship I oathed in the game. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. And also, I don't know if you've seen the anime, but she has the coolest introduction of like virtually any. She has the coolest introduction of almost any ship in actually any character in the anime. I already played quite a bit of the anime earlier with Zooey Kaku. I don't want to risk it, but yeah, I would say this top tier, ultra top tier waifu. Go Enterprise. Anyway, that's it for the top 10 best girl waifus of Azur Lane. And next I will be doing the top 10 best cinnamon roll waifus. So stay tuned for that. Also, I am streaming Hogwarts Legacy. So if you see me streaming and you just want to tune into that, I'll probably be streaming later tonight, if not tomorrow night. But yeah, I am streaming Hogwarts Legacy, and I will be streaming quite a few games in the future. So be on the lookout for that if you're interested. And now, having said that, I would like to wish all you Shikikans a farewell and following seas. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. And take it easy, guys.